All right, so tonight we're continuing our series. Last week we talked about marriage. This week we're talking about dating. So this week I recruited Abby and Caleb Tilly to help me out with some schools that we got during the third and fourth song of worship tonight. You didn't hear me say that. But if y'all want to, y'all can just write this on me.
We wouldn't be on the same side of you.
So, what's interesting though is tonight, for tonight's message, I actually am not starting this one off. They are. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to them and let them start.
Okay. I'm Abby, and this is my husband Caleb. We have been married. Today is our 9-month anniversary of being married. Okay, for a second I thought I was wrong. Had to do that. Anyways, so I'm going to just tell you a little about our story, which I hope that I don't take too long. But this is like my favorite story in the whole world to tell, so you'll just have to like hit the fast forward button a few times. But we're going to start out when I was a child. So, no, but seriously, ever since I can really remember, like growing up, what I wanted to do in my life was like, I always just wanted to be a mom. I just wanted to be a wife. Like, I just knew that that's like something that God had for me. And so, growing up, I come from a really tight family, Christian family. So growing up, I was the one who was like awkward, and I was homeschooled for a little while, so I didn't really have a boyfriend for a long time. That was always one of my biggest insecurities because all my friends had like at least 7 boyfriends by the time we were in high school, but I had never, ever been that. Anyway, so about halfway through high school, I started getting anxious with God, and I'm like, come on, God, like I just need a boyfriend, okay? And he wasn't listening to me. So what did I do? I went and I did my own thing for a couple of years. And you know, this one guy gave me attention, so I followed him around for a while, and it wasn't him. It was somebody else. And that led me all the way up to my freshman year of college. I came to Henderson, and if you knew me in that time, you would have thought I was probably crying like 24/7 because I missed home so bad because I was really close to my family. And so actually, we always, at fall retreat, we always laugh because my freshman year at fall retreat, I cried the whole time, like, not just like tear up cry, but like ugly cry, like the one where you're like, like that the whole time. So, true story. But anyways, so I kind of just reached this point. I was still dating a different guy, and I was like alone here, and I realized that I wasn't really like pursuing what God had for me for my life because I wasn't fully surrendering like relationships over to Him. And so like I just came to the realization, and I said, I can't really do this by myself. And you know, God, I've been ignoring you for a long time. I've been ignoring my good Christian friends that have said, like, hey, Abby, like, do you really think this is where God is, like, leading you to go? I ignored that. I ignored my mom, who is the smartest person on the earth. Like, so, anyways, so I finally surrendered that to God, and I said, God, you know, I'm fine being single until you have the one for me. And it wasn't too long, and it was kind of a long time after that. Okay, so this picture right up here is my junior prom, and we learned together and everything. But I don't know how prom pictures were in y'all's hometown, but like they were a huge deal. Like everyone came to the park and took pictures, and so that's why Caleb was there. We didn't go to the same high school, but we went to church together, so we took a picture. This picture right here was before we were dating, but this was my freshman year in college, and the funny story about this picture is that I literally had broken up with that other guy that I was just talking about that day, and then I was at Caleb's house that night playing a game. With a bunch of other people, it wasn't around. But yeah, so basically, long story short, I did things my own way for a surrender that to God. Like, I'm not going to get the husband that He's promised me. I'm not going to receive those blessings that like He had and those desires that He put into my heart, even since I was like this little girl. And so I broke up with the other guy and I said, God, I just want to follow you. And then a few months later, even in the beginning of me and Caleb's relationship, it was a constant like, I'm surrendering this to you, Jesus, because I don't want it if it's not yours, which is really hard because I really, really have this huge crush on Caleb. And so for me to sit there and go, God, I trust you with my relationship with Caleb was a huge step. And like I said, it was a daily thing at the beginning of a relationship and all through our relationship, because I just always want our relationship to glorify God, and I always want that to be the center of it. Okay, I think I'm done.
I think that was the hardest part of like my personal relationship with God when I started dating Abby, was being willing to say, like, even though I feel like this is right, this is perfect, I had to say, God, if this ain't it, I don't want it. And even though I do very much want it, but I think being willing to trust God in that really affected our relationship, because it kind of showed that we were putting Jesus before our wants for each other, and I think that that's huge. I just wanted to say that real quick. So when I was single, oh boy, was it different than her story. It started out the same. I grew up in a Christian home, and kind of like, I wasn't homeschooled, but I was pretty much homeschooled. I was in like a private school that's like a very small, it's kind of like a homeschool community. And so very socially awkward until I went to public school, like Abby. She still is awkward, and so am I, as you see. So anyways, when I got to public school, where there were more people, I realized, wow, there are actually attractive girls in the world. That's great. And I was in like 8th grade, and it all went downhill from there. And really it started out with like, back then I didn't know what dating was, but I had girlfriends a lot back then. And then as I got into like high school, things just escalated, and temptations and curiosities really like got the best of me. And I got to a point where I was doing all the wrong things while I was leading worship, actually at my dad's church. I was kind of living 2 lives. And encouraging people not to fall into temptation whenever I was comfortably living in it at the time. And I got to the point where I was pretty much getting anything I wanted, and it still wasn't enough. And that showed me that, like, I'm desperate for God and for what He has for me, because all this other stuff doesn't feel right. Like, I just feel wrong, even like being with a person because of feelings that were not biblically correct toward those people. And so I just kind of got to a point after making all these mistakes where I was like, God, I don't know what to do now, because there's nothing left on this earth for me unless I have you. And once I got to that point, then I say, God, I'm done dating, until I'm ready to. And then it was about maybe like a year and a half later, Abby and I we started chatting on Snapchat, and I was like, kind of talking to God, like, all right, like, this has kind of happened all of a sudden, and Abby's pretty awesome, like, so, I feel pretty good about this, and needless to say, it worked out, and it always will. So yeah, that's my simple story.
Yeah, we'll not spend as much time on the rest of our story, but it's just so important, like, how, like, both of us had to come to that realization that like to be in the relationship that God has for us, like we have to surrender that to Him. And so, yeah, maybe you are single, and maybe you are single for a long, long time, and you just don't understand because, like I said, like you know that you want to be a mom, or you have a dad, or a husband or wife, whatever, like, and you don't understand like why God is it taking so long, but until you come to like surrender it, even in your singleness to Him, that's whenever He'll like let that relationship that He has for you happen. So we started dating in December of 2017. It was December 23rd, so that is, I know it's kind of low quality because I was taking it on Snapchat, but that's the night he asked me to be his girlfriend. And you know, starting our like dating relationship, like it was just so different than any relationship I'd been in because it was like Caleb was always pointing me to Jesus, and like he would check on me throughout the week because I was in school here and he was still in Lena working full time, and you know, I just didn't have that before. I didn't have somebody who like would pray for me. It would say stuff like, "Hey, let's pray together," and if you are in a relationship, it is awkward, but pray together. Like the first time I remember we were sitting in the car before I left, and I was still struggling with like homesickness and like being away, and I didn't want to leave. And of course now I had this new boyfriend, so of course I didn't want to leave Nina. And Caleb was like, "Hey, let's pray." And you know, we sat in his car and he prayed, and then I prayed. But like, we did that a lot at the beginning of our relationship, was praying together, praying over our relationship, praying for each other, and that was really cool. Something, and then also just, he was exactly what I would like always dreamed my husband would be. Like I said, I grew up from like a Christian family, and my parents like have a really awesome marriage, and so I always looked up to them. I always like wanted to marry somebody who played guitar like my dad, and Caleb plays guitar like my dad. But so it's just one of those things, like we started dating, and he like pulled out his acoustic guitar one time and he was just playing, and I kind of sat there and I went, thanks God, like even the little things like playing guitar, like God knew that desire in my heart. And it was one of those things that I just ignored because I was like, oh, that's just silly. But really it's not. Like God cares about even those things. But yeah, so then we dated for 7 months, and then Caleb proposed. You want to pick up that one?
All right. Oh, that's sweet. So this is the night that I asked her if she would marry me, and then this was the night that we actually did the thing, marriage. Definitely meant marriage. Anyways, moving on. So I think the big thing to talk about in the engagement part of our relationship is how did we know, and it's not just how did I know, but how did we both knew that you know, we wanted to spend the rest of our lives together. And I just, you know, we're going to talk some more about this tonight, about how do you know, like, if somebody is, you know, the person you want to marry. But I just briefly, like, want to say that, like, we, from very early on in our relationship, talked about, like, all right, just so we're both clear, we're dating because, you know, we're basically preparing for marriage. And if, you know, if it's not going to work while we're dating, then we're not going to marry each other. And again, it ended up working, so that's great. But yeah, I just want to say that, like, we had like an 11-month engagement.
The longest 11 months of my life.
It was, yeah. And it sounded great at first because we're like, oh, we're going to have like all this time to like plan the wedding. And it ended up like most of the planning didn't happen until like way closer to May. And anyways, it was just like a lot of like pressure, but also like, I think that the thing to me was in that time where we knew we were going to spend the rest of our lives together, when we were engaged to get married, we didn't stop seeking God and going, God, like, this is what I want to do, this is what we're talking about, and I really want you to guide me in this. I want you to guide me, like, is this when you want me to marry her, and is this, are these the steps you want me to take? And that was just so important, to always seek God in everything you do. I think when you're trying to decide who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, there's nobody that knows better than God. So talk to Him about it, even when you're engaged. And so that's cool.
We're done.
All right. Yeah. So last week I talked, and then Michelle kind of salted and sprinkled, but with this one we're actually going to tag team. And so they'll take sections and I'll take sections of the message. So, but let's start with this question. What is the purpose of dating? What's the whole reason for it? And the basic layout or the definition or the purpose that really when I was thinking about this, the main purpose of dating, which there should be the main purpose of dating is for a person to evaluate another person's suitability as a long-term companion, aka I'm looking for a spouse. So whenever you date, it needs to be, is this person somebody I would marry? And the moment that's a no, then you need to move on. All right? And you may feel like that's harsh, but what's I think a little more harsh is to go on with somebody who really you don't see in that way, and maybe even end up marrying them and you realize this is never really someone I should have married in the first place. But anyways, the real question doesn't really lie, I think, in what's the purpose of dating, but what am I looking for? How do I know this person, as I mentioned, is the person that is a proper fit, a good fit for me to marry and spend the rest of my life with? And so tonight, that's kind of what we're going to focus on from three main categories: compatibility, character, and commitment. So let's start with compatibility. Amos 3:3 says this: can two people walk together without agreeing on the direction? All right, so compatibility, the definition of compatibility is capable of existing together in harmony. And so it's two people walking together in life, going in the same direction. They're compatible, they're like-minded, they're focused. And so I really want to focus on two specific areas when we talk about being like-minded. First of all, let's talk about it's so important that we're like-minded in our faith. Let me give you a couple verses that kind of back up this idea that as a Christian, you must marry another Christian. 1 Corinthians 7:39, this is Paul. Both of these verses I'm going to give you out of Paul's letter to St. Corinthians. But Paul's addressing the situation, and he says this: a wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives. If her husband dies, she is free to marry, meaning she can freely choose who she would want to marry, anyone she wishes, but only if he loves the Lord. Only if he loves the Lord. So he's like, you can choose whoever you want to marry. That's your decision. But only if he loves the Lord. And then he writes again in 2 Corinthians 6:14, do not be unequally yoked or connected together in partnership. And even uniquely in marriage with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness, or what fellowship has light with darkness? So what I want you guys to understand is who you marry is ultimately your decision. All right? God does not predetermine that for you. However, it is a choice that is based on God's leadership and God's wisdom. All right, we're going to the Father to to figure out who He sees as the most suitable for us in our lives. All right, realize that who you marry has a massive long-term effect. Long-term rewards for choosing and marrying someone who's like-minded in faith, like-minded in person. It's going to be a rich and enjoyable life, but also massive consequences if you choose to marry someone who's not like-minded, who's not in that same direction, walking in that same direction. It's going to be a disaster. I'm sure some of you, whether with your own parents or with people you know who got married and you knew this was not a good fit, this was not two very different people, and it very quickly ended in divorce. And so just know it's better to break off a dating relationship because divorce is never God's what God wants for you. All right, so let's keep going. Let me give you a couple of quick pointers as we move along with this idea of being like-minded faith. First of all, never rush into a dating relationship. Take your time, because till death do we part means till death do we part. And we don't like that because the other person murdered the other. All right? Secondly, don't missionary date. All right, some of you know exactly what I mean by that, and others may not really sure what that means. Missionary dating is I see someone who's really attractive and they have so much potential, but they're not a Christian. And so, I'm just going to go ahead and date with God and just help them find Jesus in the process of us going on dates. And just, let me be very clear, it's never a good idea. You want someone to already have an established, strong walk with Jesus before you begin pursuing them or letting them pursue you. All right? And so why is common faith so important? Why does it even matter? Why is that so important? Let me give you 3 reasons. First of all, it creates an automatic idea of what life and marriage will look like. Because as a Christian, you want to replicate God's ideas and practices for marriage. And so if both of you are already Christians, then it's like, oh, okay, we'll just do what God says for marriage. Instead of trying to figure it out outside of that, we already know what God wants. And so it's an automatic guideline for what marriage should look like. Secondly, it creates a unified mindset for raising your kids. I know some of you come in different households. The best thing for your kids to develop an emotionally healthy identity and even walk with Jesus is to see 2 parents who are passionate in love with Jesus walking in unity. Now, that doesn't mean they ever fight or argue. I mean, me and Michelle do plenty. I'm sure Caleb and Abby do on occasion. But when you put kids in an environment where you have 2 parents that are very opposite, and even situations where you have a parent who's a Christian, one who's an atheist, or even a Christian and you got Muslim, you got Hindu, you got a bunch of other religions. How are you going to raise your kid? What are they going to believe? And you hear people say, well, you know what, whatever they want to believe. But ultimately, that kid won't really make a decision on what they believe until they're 16, 17, 18 years old. And so you have to raise them somehow. And when you have 2 very different belief systems, that kid is in a very chaotic world. And so it's way healthier for a kid to see 2 parents on the same page, teaching the same things, going the same direction. And then thirdly, it creates a marriage that is a lifelong partnership and where divorce is not an option. If we both, me and Michelle, or Adam and Caleb, coming into it, we understand divorce is not an option. God is not okay with divorce. He has designed this for a lifelong commitment. Then we're going in with that mindset. That we're going to fight for each other, not just fight with each other, but for each other, and having a lifelong marriage, even when it's difficult and challenging. All right, so we're going to dig into some other, so we got like-minded in our faith, compatible in our faith, but also it's so important that there are other areas in our lives that we need to be compatible or like-minded in. So I'm going to read a verse, and I'm going to turn it over to these guys to hit a few of those. Philippians 2:2 says this, then make me truly happy by agreeing wholeheartedly with each other, loving one another, and working together with one mind and purpose. So that's really what you want moving towards marriage is we're agreeing together, we're working as one mind together, and that's really what healthy marriage is going to be, 2 united as one. All right, go ahead.
So, what are some other areas that we need to be like-minded? First one, family dynamics. So you want to ask yourself questions like, what are the roles and responsibilities like that I see as a wife or that Caleb sees as a husband? How are we going to handle conflict when it comes up? Right, conflict. How are we going to raise our kids? How often are we going to be together as a family? All of those are questions that you need to decide before you get into a relationship, so you don't just go along with whatever they want. Because I can say, when you have to realize your expectations. I think a lot of conflict just in me and Caleb's relationship so far is because of failed expectations. And so you have to decide those things, how much time are we going to spend together? Me and Caleb love spending time together. Most of y'all probably noticed, if he's not at work, we're probably together doing something. We have the same friend group. like, when we go and hang out with our friends in Vienna, it's always together. We don't, like, so we spend all of our time together, with the exception of, like, D group. But, like, other people aren't like that, and it's not that is unhealthy. Like, I have a good friend that, and her husband don't spend as much time together, but they still have a really healthy relationship. So you have to decide what's going to be best for you. What do you expect from your spouse? So yeah, and then the next one is occupational pursuits. So this could be what type of job, or even like missions work. If you see yourself going into the mission field, no matter what that looks like, whether it's like on a college campus or in another country, like, and you are starting to date somebody who does not like, or maybe they're even like saying, you shouldn't do that, like that's a big red flag, like you need to be on the same page there. Me and Caleb, ever since we met, like before we even knew each other, we were leading worship together at our youth group. And so, of course, that was one of the most attractive things about Caleb to me, is that we both feel called to music ministry somewhere, someday, and we were already on the same page with that. And, right now, I'm in school, Caleb is not, he's working full-time, and that was something that, like, we had to decide, like, even though, like, after we get out of school, I might be a stay-at-home mom. Like, that was just something I remember telling Caleb like a long time ago. It's like, whenever we have kids, like, I want to be home with them. And he was like, yeah, I want you to be home with them too. And so those are definitely things that you need to decide for yourself. And then as you're dating, start asking these questions. Maybe not ask about, kids on the first date, that might throw them off. But seriously, like, that is like why we have that dating period and not go straight to marriage, because we need to learn about each other. We need to really see if we're compatible, and if we're not, then like Caleb said, like, we just need to end it there before it goes even farther. So yeah, we've got to be real with ourselves and realize those expectations, and more importantly, communicate them to each other.
All right. Another thing we want to talk about is recreational enjoyments. So first of all, I want to ask a question, and I want everybody to either answer this question or answer the next question. All right, if your favorite thing to do is sing and play guitar, raise your hand. All right, I see some good hands. All right, is there anybody in here that doesn't like to do those things? I was hoping that Katie would. So this is kind of something that you need to pay attention to before you get married. If let's say Abby, her favorite thing to do is go hiking, and she doesn't like music at all. Like, she can't stand music. Like, she jams to radio tunes and all that. But when I get out my acoustic guitar, she's like, oh yeah, I've got something to do, and she leaves. Like, that's another red flag that, that's probably not going to work out. Like, that's something you need to figure out very, very soon in the game. I think for Abby and I, this was a lot easier because we were friends before we started dating. Like, for a long time before we started dating. So we both knew that, we loved to lead worship, and we loved to just jam and play music. So yeah, just keep that in mind, because it'd be really awkward if y'all are married one day and they're like, oh yeah, so I planned on this trip, we're going to be outside all day, and then the other person's like, oh no, I've never been outside in my life, I'm scared of the sun, and I'm going to get so sunburned, and I just want to stay inside and play video games. Prevent that right now, or not right at this moment, but when you start dating somebody, figure that out pretty fast. Another thing I want to talk about is financial vision, because that is super, super important. So before Abby and I started dating, I was living with my parents, and I was working full-time, which means I had lots of money to spend on pretty much whatever I felt like. It's pretty much music here, yeah. pretty much whatever I wanted to spend my money with at the time. And while I was doing that, Abby was starting college and didn't really have that same kind of situation. And so whenever we started dating and I realized, oh, I'm going to try to go to college too, you know, she kind of had to like whip me in shape because I was so not used to saving money. I'm definitely more of like a spender. And I think that those things can be worked out, but if they can't be worked out, then figure that out before you get married. Because it'll be really awkward if you're married and all of a sudden one person's just blowing all this money and the other person who's keeping up with the bills runs out of money. So yeah, don't be that guy. Figure that out.
Yeah. All right. The last one we're going to cover for what are some areas to be like-minded. My one is what's not okay. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. There are certain dynamics of our faith as followers of Jesus. We're automatically being a follower of Jesus. We're not going to do this. Like having an affair, that's not going to happen. Certain things. But for me, like when I was dating, there were certain things that maybe weren't necessarily like obvious big sin issues, but it was a hard pass whenever like maybe this type of girl came walking by. So like for me, biblically we see that being drunk is wrong. But for me, any girl that drank at all, for me, that was a hard pass. Like no, or smoke, anything like that. I was like, no, I just don't want to date that type of person. And so you need to figure out what is a hard pass for you. Not necessarily sin issues, but just characters. Maybe someone cusses a lot. And you're just like, hard pass. Figure out what you want, but also stand in that. Don't compromise that. Because again, you're spending the rest of your life with that person. And I'll say this too, while you're dating, a lot of times people try and act better than what they normally do. And then when you get married, they're like, oh, okay, cool, we're married now, I can relax. And so if someone's like, oh, I'll quit drinking for you. And so they do, but then when you get remarried, sometimes they go back into that because, well, we're married now and you're stuck with me and I can do whatever I want. And so you want to see that commitment to those type of characteristics before you ever start dating. But I will say this, as far as substance abuse, it's really ultra bad news. All right, so I'm telling you, as a kind of this loving older brother and father figure, just avoid substance abuse on either side of your marriage. Just don't do it. Don't date people who are heavy into that. 55% of domestic violence cases come out of alcohol-related issues, and domestic violence is absolutely never okay. And so we've seen too many divorces, too many broken marriages because of substance abuse. And so if you see that, or even physical abuse, verbal abuse, if you see that in your dating relationships, just move on, all right? Don't get stuck with that person for the rest of your life. Don't do it. Now, we bring up all these things to talk about communicating expectations. So why is communicating expectations prior to marriage so important? Why must you have these conversations before you put a ring on the finger? First of all, when you communicate your expectations, you know what you're preparing for. But also, you can get out. If I am communicating, something as simple as like, this person wants to have 5 or 6 kids, and you're like, I'm good with 1 kid. That's a conversation. Now, that's not a huge big deal, but like, that may be a reason of, I want us to be in the same neighborhood of where we're at. And so it's okay to, sometimes in those situations, we're just so like, but what if they're the ones? Look, Disney wants you to think there's such thing as, if I don't marry this person, I'll never be happy the rest of my life. That's totally not true, right? And so communicate those expectations, but if you're very far, like there's some compromise in marriage, but if you're on 2 totally different sides about an issue, then maybe that's just something that you allow them to move on. And then also, unmet expectations breed or produce offense and conflict. The more compatible you are, the more like-minded you are, the less you will fight. Fighting is because there's two different opinions, there's two different perspectives, and I'm fighting for what I want, and they're fighting for what they want. But if we're already like-minded, then we're not going to fight. So like me and Michelle aren't necessarily fighting over, eventually when we have kids, how we're going to raise our kids, because we already want to raise them as Christians. We are like, there's things that we're already like-minded on, so we're not going to have to fight about because we're already on the same page. All right. So compatibility. Number 2 is character. Character, looking for the character of a person is so extremely important, guys. Proverbs 31 says this, in talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good and not harm all the days of her life. So, guys, look, someone can be extremely attractive on the outside, but they need to be just as attractive or even more attractive on the inside, their character. All right? So we're going to go through a few of those characteristics of what we feel is essential for you when looking for a spouse. So I'm going to hit the first 3 and then I'll pass it on to these. First of all, integrity. Integrity means an adherence to a moral or ethical principle. They're really moral ethics. I want to date someone who has solid moral standards, right, for their life. Integrity in itself is so extremely important because I can actually trust that person. When they go out somewhere, they're hanging out with, maybe, like for example, me and Michelle, if I walk with integrity and I go out and hang with some of the guys, she trusts me because I'm walking as a man of moral excellence, and I'm not going to go do anything that would damage our marriage, that would damage our reputation as ministers, anything like that, because I'm walking in moral excellence. I'm walking the standard character of Christ. And so when someone has integrity, you can trust them. You're not worried if they're going to cheat on you, if they're going to, do something that you wouldn't agree on because there's integrity. Secondly, humility. Humility is the quality of lowering or setting aside oneself in recognition of others in order to serve or elevate them, a selflessness. And let me just be very clear on this. If you don't have humility in your marriage, you're going to fight all the time. Pride is what leads to conflict because I want to get it my way. I want to get what I want, and that just doesn't work in marriage. All right. Now, there's some times where we talk it out and we come to a mutual decision, but there has to be humility, and it's not about what I want; it's about what's best for us. All right. And that's really the heart of why humility is so important, is because we're working together as a team, and I'm not being selfish. Now, I mentioned this last week. That first year of marriage, there was a lot of selfishness on my part because I was learning what it means to be a husband, and so there was a lot of humility development in my life, and there still has been over the last 7 years, and I'm sure there will be for the next 70 years. Humility is such an essential ingredient. And then the third one that I have is compassion. When I started dating Michelle, even as married to her now, when I heard her, I want there to be compassionate care for me, or if she wants it, like when she went through cancer, if I was like, you just need to suck it up and get over it. Like, you need a spouse, whether guy or girl, in the sense of like, ladies, you need to find a man who is compassionate, who has empathy. If he's constantly hard-nosed, constantly a tough guy attitude, and I'm not saying that they're a teddy bear, but you need to have that compassion. It's such an essential ingredient. And it really that ties key with love and affection. They want and care, right? So, let me turn these out.
Alright. The fourth one we're going to talk about is loyalty, and I really hope that y'all already kind of are looking out for that when looking for your relationships. But I kind of want to talk more less about whether or not this person's going to cheat on me, because that's obvious. But what I kind of want to point out in loyalty is the showing of affection and the showing of I'm never going to leave, and if you need me, I'm not gonna just I'm gonna go somewhere else for a while you cool down. That's not loyalty. Loyalty is being faithful to that person. When it's really good times, when y'all having a great time, or maybe it's even times when maybe Abby's like in a bad mood and she's yelling at me, and you know, I'm still gonna love her in those times, and she's still gonna love me whenever I am playing Smash Bros all the time and not giving her attention. And so yeah, loyalty. Also, loyalty puts down the controller when your wife needs you. Also, I want to point out wisdom. That's a huge thing to look out for, just because there's a huge difference between knowledge and wisdom. And the way I like to think about that is like somebody can be really smart, but if they don't know how to like apply that knowledge to make good decisions, then it doesn't really matter how smart that person is, really. And so like I think that is huge when looking for a relationship. And also I think that like with wisdom comes maturity. And like I know that like a lot of us we're all college students, except for me. And but I want to say that like we can be mature college students, and I'm not just talking about a relationship. Like something that really attracted me about Abby was that she was just like a very like just mature person. Like she was not like bouncing off the walls, yelling and screaming all the time. She was a very like collected person, like in the appropriate times. And I think that really makes a huge difference in marriage.
All right, number 6, in a characteristic to look for in a spouse is honesty. This is like, seriously, before you killed, like we did all these notes. Like whenever I was looking for a husband, I was like, I want him to be honest, because one of my least favorite things about dating in like high school and stuff was like all the games. I'm like, why can't we just be clear about what we want? But really about like our relationship, but even about big things. Like me and Caleb have had to have some hard conversations where we had to be honest with each other about our past, or maybe about stuff that we're currently struggling with. And you know, it's hard to be honest with somebody that like you look up to. Like I never want Caleb to think I'm a screw up, but we have to have that transparency because we help each other through a lot of stuff. So yeah. Also, like with honesty, I know that Caleb's not trying to hide anything from me. Kind of going back up, like with integrity, he's always expressing like his heart and the good things and the bad things. So honesty is extremely important. Also, lastly, number 7, being joyful. You know, I can really be hard on myself sometimes. I'm like, or whenever I have a lot of homework, and that's when I get stressed. That's when I was talking about how I get in a bad mood. It's probably because I have homework due. And I'll just be really down on myself, or if I do bad on a test, like, but Caleb is always like being optimistic and always there to cheer me up. And really even just all over, like even if it's like maybe we're going through a hard time, or like, it's really kind of crazy. In the past, like I said, we've been married 9 months. And in the 9 months that we've been married, we've gone to more family funerals than I've ever been to in my life. And it was just kind of a crazy year, but like Caleb was always there to, like, even in the sad times, to be joyful and to like help me to look on the bright side. And he always is like enriching like me and brings light and encouragement to me and to our marriage. And that's definitely something that when we started dating, like I noticed about Caleb, was that he was joyful. Even in a group of people, like he was the one who would like be the laugh of the party, but really like be happy. And he's like that to everybody. Like he encourages people, and I love to see him, like God work through him like that. Like when I see him like go and talk to one of you guys, and he's like being really encouraging, I'm like, that's my husband.
Yeah. So integrity, humility, compassion, loyalty, wisdom, honesty, and then joyful attitude. All right. So we got compatibility, character, and now moving on to commitment. Philippians 1:9-10 says this: I pray that your love will overflow more and more, and you will keep on growing in knowledge and understanding. For I want you to understand what really matters, so that you may live pure and blameless lives until the day of Christ's return. The word commitment, I think most of us are probably familiar with the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or an activity or to an individual or to a group. And so when I'm pursuing a relationship, I want to see somebody who has commitment in their life. Flaky people are not attractive, all right? So we're going to lay out 3 things specifically that we want to see them committed to for pursuing a relationship and ultimately pursuing marriage. Now, the first one, pretty blatant and obvious. We want to see a commitment to God. Seems pretty obvious, but more specifically talking about that, obviously a personal relationship with God, that they're committed to community, they're committed to the mission and sharing their faith. Matthew 6:33 says, I skipped the question. Should God be a higher priority than my dating and marriage relationships? Emphatically yes. Emphatically yes. Matthew 6:33 says this: seek the kingdom of God above all else, including your marriage, and live righteously, and He will give you everything you need. Psalm 37:4 says this: delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. It comes first from a delight, a commitment to following Jesus, and then Jesus then goes forth and provides those other areas of our lives. Now, why is that? Why is God, in my relationship with Jesus and my commitment to live out His mission and Christian community, more important than my marriage and then even, obviously, dating relationships? Is because marriage is an earthly thing. Marriage is not an eternal thing. When you get to heaven, you will not still be married to that person. Matthew 22:29-30, Jesus is kind of having a conversation with some Sadducees. And He says, your mistake is that you don't know the Scriptures and you don't know the power of God. For when the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. And in this respect, they become like the angels in heaven. And so marriage is for this life. It's not for heaven. All right? And so just that dynamic of this is a temporary thing, whereas what's most important to us is eternal things. And marriage isn't eternal. It's not forever. 1 Corinthians 7:29 says this: but let me say this, dear brothers and sisters, the time that remains is very short. So from now on, those with wives should now focus only on their marriage, meaning they need to focus on the mission of seeing people won to the kingdom as well. All right. And again, as we mentioned last week, there's nothing quite as powerful as a missional marriage. All right. So let me say this to the guys. Men, find a woman who inspires you to be the man of God you need to be. And ladies, find a man who will lead you and your family toward Jesus. Now, we also, with each of these, we're going to give you 4 kind of practical components. So they're going to give you the 4 practical components.
All right, first question to ask yourself whenever you're looking at a potential person you're dating. Okay, number 1, do they talk about God or what God is doing in their lives? Like I mentioned earlier, that was one of the most different things about me and Caleb's relationship than my past relationships, because Caleb would say after church, hey, what did you think about Victor's message today? And we would talk about it. Or once he came to school up here with me, it was, we would talk about what Caleb talked about on Monday night. Or after D group, I would say, Caleb, how was D group? And he would actually talk to me. He wouldn't just say good. He would say, we talked about this, and I thought this. So yeah, if you're having that godly conversation, that's really great. If you ask them hey, what did you think about Caleb's sermon? And he goes, it was alright. And that's it. Nah, that's not really a good sign. Okay, number 2, are they faithfully involved in a Christian community? So it's things do they come to Monday night worship, or do they go to D group? I think D groups is even more important one, and because on Monday night they come with you, and that's great. But are they gonna go to D group whenever you're not gonna be there with them? That's a big deal. Are they, or like whenever you go home on the weekend and they go home somewhere else, do they go to church? Like, those are big questions you want to ask yourself as you're looking at somebody you're going to date.
Yeah, so the third question that you should probably ask is, like, are they serving in community, or are they just, like, attending? So, like, in other words, do they come to Monday night worship and then just kind of sit there and then leave afterwards, or are they, like, helping out and, like, serving, even, like, it could be, like, outside of Monday night worship even, like, are they serving for the kingdom of God? And the reason that's huge is because when you're married, you need to serve together. That is, like, so important. And of course, Abby and I, we serve together on the worship team, on the leadership team. And Caleb and Michelle, they serve together. And I also want to say that, like, before I move on from this, there are places, like, of course, we lead worship, and you may not play an instrument, but there are plenty of places to serve, like, if y'all want to. And if you are like, hey, I want to serve, I just don't know where, like, come talk to us, or come talk to Caleb and Michelle. And the fourth question is, how is their primary friend group? So this is a really big deal, because I don't want to make it sound like you shouldn't hang out with non-believers at all. But I do want to say that your primary friend group should be people that point you to Jesus. Your primary friend group shouldn't be people that you were, trying to invite to church because, they just won't go to church. Like, ultimately, you should minister to those people, but the people that you spend the most time with should be people that you have conversations with about God. And people that, like, whenever you mess up, they point you to Jesus instead of trying to come up with some other way of fixing it. So yeah, that's huge. Like, for yourself, but also, like, you should definitely look into that whenever you're trying to find somebody to date.
Yeah, all right, number 2. So they're committed to God, but also committed to purity. Now, a lot of times when we say purity, that automatically goes to sexual opinions, but when we say purity, it's a heart that is completely devoted